Hello everyone and welcome back. We have not used that intro for a little while, but anyway, we are here today to talk classes. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and of course leave the video with a like. Now I'm sure that you all read the title of this video and you're thinking, what is he on about? Well, ladies and gents, you can quite clearly see we have the Nechronomancer class equipped, and with some recent changes that have come in, you can get pretty much the ultimate farming class set up with this class. And yes, that does mean when it comes to farming, it will be better than Legion Revenant and pretty much everything in the game, for reasons we will get onto later on. So for the class itself, I am using lucky enhancements, and that is the same for my cape and helm. I have tried it with a little wizard combo. It didn't really go to plan, but we'll talk about what enhancements we have got on my burning blades in just a second. So if we go along to the museum and speak to Valencia, we of course have got these newly buffed ore enhancements, and for this we will be going to the lucky ore one, and yes, that does mean Health Vamp is coming out. Now this is incredibly important because it means that this class is practically invincible, presuming you're not just going to spam your 2 consistently forever, otherwise yes, you probably will still die from it. But due to the way this class works, you will not be doing that, so that will not be an issue. So for this strategy, you are going to need a damage boosting weapon and of course access to these ore enhancements. For this I'm using the burning blades, but necrotic sword of doom of course will be better, or you could use the blinding light of destiny, or of course any other damage boosting weapons that you're using for particular types of monsters. So we're going to start at join battle under B, and yes, I probably should have put the blinding light of destiny on, but it doesn't matter too much. Now we're going to start pretty straightforward and we're not going to go too heavy with the skill spamming, but that will change. Now you can quite clearly see you've got a nice heal with this, but Health Vamp will be sorting that out for you. And of course, the damage is very nice and consistent. You don't really crit above 2k, but that doesn't matter because the cooldowns on this class are ridiculously low. We will come into further abilities on these in a little bit. So although it doesn't have that mini nuke that you can get with Legion Revenant, that really does not matter due to the insane skill spam you are able to do with this class. Now let's go to somewhere this may be used in a bit more relevant. Here we are at Revenant, and of course we all know what we would be farming these souls for if of course we were actually doing that. Yes, I will accept some in a little bit and we'll do a little timestamp, but I just want to talk about Health Vamp itself. So for those of you who do not know, it has a 50% chance to deal 80% hybrid damage as true damage type, and it will heal yourself for 125% of the non-crit damage dealt. Now that is insanely useful because as you can quite clearly see, Nechronomancer does a lot of non-critting amongst the crits. So although when your health does get down slightly low, I'd say for me it managed to drop to around the 1200 mark, but it was made back up to full health literally within 5 seconds of that happening. What I would say with Nechronomancer is if you're not using this setup, you are incredibly likely to die from it. Your second ability does actually deal damage to yourself, so that can be a bit of a pain. Now whilst we've got this going on in the background, it is worth saying that most of the time I am skill spamming, and you really do not need to worry about the order that you're doing it in. So while this is going on in the background, let's talk about these abilities. So of course the auto attack standard 1.5 cooldown, and all of these do target up to 3 enemies, and your auto attack deals some damage over time and also applies a heal. Your second ability is only a 2-second cooldown. It empowers your other abilities, increases your damage by 6% and costs 10% of your max HP per target hit. So if you were just to continuously spam 2, after a while you probably would end up dying. Having said that, with Health Vamp on, it will still be quite tricky to do. Your third ability is a 5-second cooldown, however it increases your haste by 30%, so of course that suddenly means your cooldowns are going to go down even lower than they currently are, and if Passage of Time is active, your crit chance will increase by a whopping 20%. Just to point out to you guys in the background, this is what it looks like when Nechronomancer is being buffed by Lightcaster and the Legion Revenant at the same time. So this is the kind of potential farming you can do, and as you can see, we are absolutely shredding through these enemies. Even with a Lord of Order, you could probably do this a little bit quicker. So the fourth ability has a 10-second cooldown, and it deals damage based on your necrosis stacks. Your target will also take damage based on how much damage you have dealt whilst under the effects of Chaos Rift, and it will always hit. And lastly, your fifth ability is only a 3.5-second cooldown. This one heals you, and it applies the following debuffs: minus 20% dodge, this is of course to all your enemies, and it applies a 20% extra damage that your enemies are going to take, and it also decreases by 20% the hit chance that your enemies have. So, just to quickly touch on the passives, you get a hit and dodge chance increased by 10%, a heal over time and damage over time increased by 10%, and your damage taken will be reduced by 35% once, of course, you reach rank 10. So it was requested last time that I turned on the animations for this class, and as you can see, they look absolutely amazing. You do have like these skulls that come out of a rift, and you have all the different Shadow Scythe themes going on. I do really quite like that, so that's quite quirky. Anyway, so back to the topic. So yes, Nechronomancer is an amazing farming class, and it has just been boosted even higher. It is definitely the top tier, and I would say out of all the farmers in game, it is 100% the best one available at the minute, presuming you are using the boosted weapons and of course Health Vamp. If not, then yes, Legion Revenant probably will still be the go-to, but you know, this one is there, and for $20, it's not the most expensive thing in the world. Bearing in mind, of course, Legion Revenant also isn't free because you need to be part of the Legion, so that sets you back a few adventure coins. So Nechronomancer has incredibly low cooldowns attached to all of the abilities, which is boosted even more by the haste you can get, and it's a really easy and nice class to use. So thumbs up all around from me, and it's definitely something to think about if you're looking at a calendar class. Anyway guys, thank you all very much for watching. Make sure you give the video a like, and of course subscribe, and I'll see you all again incredibly soon.